Pisces, welcome to your tarot reading. If you're new, welcome in. If you're returning, welcome back. Either way, thank you so very much for being here. Thank you for sharing your energy with me. I really do appreciate it. I'm going to pull a traditional Celtic cross spread. Whatever message comes out is the message that you need to hear at this time. I've set that intention with my deck and with my guides. So if you are here because this is in your feed, then this message is for you. And if you are here because of the title, then this message is definitely for you. So let's see what Spirit has for you this week. Ooh, intuition. Okay, love that. Pisces is a very spiritual sign, so. Be sure and like the video and leave a comment if you feel called to do so, but definitely subscribe if you like the messages. That really helps to grow my channel, but it also helps others to be able to get the message as well. So I really appreciate you doing that. On the bottom of the deck, we had the High Priestess, and the High Priestess is about that inner knowing, right? The trusting your intuition, that self-knowledge, and really letting that lead you forward in situations, right? Because it does illuminate like what is hidden. There could be like underlying situations or, you know, things that are, because she is behind the energy behind the veil, right? So I feel like it's just telling you to trust your intuition and connect to that internal process, right? In order to move forward through situations. So the present situation is the Four of Wands. The Four of Wands is about joy and celebration. This is like a togetherness, right? And this can also be about your home. This is my card for home. So I feel like your home is very much at the forefront of your mind right now, and there's a really heavy focus. This could be like just on your home in general, so maybe like selling a home or finding a new home, or this could be like internal, right? Because with that High Priestess, that's like that inner knowing. This can be like you feeling at home, like within yourself, but this could also have to do with your stability, right? Which could have to do with your house, an actual physical home, right? And then that can include like your family, right? Spouses, children, whoever you live with. So the blockage here is the Emperor, and the Emperor is about like that personal power, right? And really being able to take decisive action in order to move forward. I feel like with this in the blockage, it could be like a disconnection from your personal power, or feeling a little out of control, like an inability to take action or to move forward, and maybe feeling like you can't take control of a situation in order to move it forward, right? So, this could have you feeling a little out of your personal power, maybe a little offensive, right? Or reactive at times because of it, because that really affects your your thoughts and how you perceive things. But I feel like this is you kind of maybe feeling a little out of control or out of your personal power here. And it has to do with your home, your stability. So the root cause of this situation is the Page of Cups. The Page of Cups is about messages, right? This is like being open to new ideas, being open to new experiences, that playful kind of emotional experience, right? So I feel like there's something very emotional with your home life right now. Maybe you received news about your home that has you very emotional and it's left you disempowered, right? Like maybe you're being forced to move for some reason, or maybe you're being forced to focus more on finding a home, right? Something to do with home and a message that you've gotten. But also, like, this could be from unexpected sources. But again, with your intuition, like needing to rely on that in order to guide you forward, right? Because I feel like whatever this Page of Cups energy was, it left you feeling a little disempowered here, like something has made you feel like you don't have control of a situation. And I feel like when we tap in more to our intuition and trust those messages, that's what will help bring that control back, right? Even if it's just temporary, like feeling out of control, right? Because I mean, when you're trying to find a new home, right? Like you've got to contact realtors, you have to sell your home, you have to find another. Like if there's a lot in that, and you can feel disengaged or disconnected, right? And I just feel like there's a time maybe to take a pause and really check in with your intuition. So, in the recent past, what is affecting this current situation? We have the Seven of Swords. So, this can go one of two ways. I feel like there are two situations here. Because the Seven of Swords is about deception. So, this could have been like a deceiving somebody in your home, or something about your stability, like you were lied to or you were deceived in some way, and it's left you feeling like you don't have the power and control to kind of focus on your stability, right? Or in order to handle your stability. So, again, like, this could be somebody lying to you about having a home ready, or, this could have been anybody lying to you, like a parent, a cousin, right? A spouse, whatever it was. But this can also be about strategy, like needing to plan and strategize and do things differently in order to establish that power and step into your personal authority, right? And get stability. Because this stability doesn't even have to do with it doesn't have to do with a home or like money or resources. This can just be you feeling stable within yourself again, right? Like that inner home. Whether this is internal or external, I feel like there is a need to do things differently and be a little more strategic in order to feel empowered here, right? Move differently, do things differently. And that's going to bring that self-empowerment back here. So the message from your higher self or your subconscious, we have the Queen of Pentacles. So the Queen of Pentacles is about grounded, stable energy, right? She is very nurturing. She is very, that earth energy, right? Earth is very grounded. So it could be dealing with a Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. You don't have to be. That can be in your chart. I just feel like this is Spirit telling you to maybe even nurture yourself, right? Do some self-care, take care of your body, your wellness. Whether that's like going for a pedicure, getting a massage, or again, meditating, checking in with your intuition, right? Because that is very much a part of self-care. I just feel like they're telling you to take care of yourself here, nurture yourself, whatever grounds you, right? Meditation, journaling, go for a walk, do a meditation, whatever that is for you, is what's really going to help you, again, connect with your intuition, but move you forward in this. It's staying grounded and being practical in those steps, making a plan. Again, with this strategy and the grounded energy, I just feel like they're telling you to kind of maybe, take a break or find a way to pamper yourself and make a plan, right? Because when you're feeling out of control, maybe taking some time for yourself and, take a bubble bath, go get a pedicure. It really, when you take that pause and kind of focus on yourself internally, it clears your mind in order to move forward or to be strategic in situations. It really does. And that's hard to do when you're going through like a really tumultuous time or feeling disempowered, right? Feeling like you have no control can be very disorienting. So in the immediate future, we have the Four of Pentacles. So the Four of Pentacles is about stability. This is about building and conserving resources, right? So this can also just be like focusing on your natural gifts. Again, your intuition. This is really calling you to open up to messages from Spirit with that Page of Cups and then that High Priestess, right? Maybe you're not seeing everything because, again, it's behind the veil, so it has you feeling a little out of control here. But I feel like don't focus purely on matters of money in order to feel stable. And I know that seems counterintuitive. But, just be generous with yourself and, build stability over time. And again, this doesn't have to be tangible stability. This can just be building that internal stability, or building stability with your home, right? Getting that stable, grounded energy feeling back within yourself, right? Whether this is internal or external. Again, it's going to be different for each of you. So, in your thoughts and feelings, we have the Three of Pentacles. And the Three of Pentacles is like your work being seen, right? Like you've put in all this hard work and um, sharing your ideas with confidence and projects, right? Whether this is in work or sharing your ideas with others, like this strategic doing things differently, sharing those ideas with others in order to build things, right? Because the Three of Pentacles can be about teamwork, collaboration, building things together, but it's also, a success in doing so and then being seen by that. So I feel like you really want to work with others and collaborate with others. You're feeling, maybe you are feeling seen by others. So in your environment, the energy here, we have the Three of Swords. And the Three of Swords is about grief, pain, sadness, right? There could have been some kind of loss recently, or you could just be carrying a sadness or, um, this grief around with you still, no matter how long it's been. But, with the Three of Swords, it's about embracing that and then healing from it and then releasing any of that pain or sadness that you have regarding the situation, regarding your stability, right? So, which I know is easier said than done, but um, it's about just like going through a recovery. So you could still be going in a recovery through a recovery process and still releasing some kind of the pain or sadness that has to do with your home or your stability, right? And that takes time. Just knowing that that's again, the tapping into your intuition, that higher knowledge, meditation, journaling, all of that is going to help you heal. And I feel like that's really what you're kind of going through. And you're just needing to trust in that process, right? So, in your hopes and fears, we have the Nine of Swords. So, this can go one of two ways. You could be hoping to overcome this anxiety and get out of this worry and stress. You could also be fearing that, right? You could be sitting in this anxiety and stress and worry. And I call this the hamster wheel thinking, right? Like you just keep replaying situations, replaying conversations. What if this happens? What if that happens, right? But you can't predict the future, right? Like we don't know what's always going to happen with that high priestess. Like the things behind the veil, right? It's just needing to have faith and trust your intuition to move you forward through this process. And then again, releasing and trying not to sit in this Nine of Swords energy, because that's not going to serve you, right? What is going to serve you is meditation, nurturing yourself, pampering yourself, self-love, self-care, right? So the potential outcome here, we have the Queen of Cups, and I love that. So the Queen of Cups is compassion. This is a very loving energy, right? She's very nurturing, very compassionate, very intuitive. So I feel like, the potential outcome here is you really tapping into that divine feminine energy. Whether you're male or female, it does not matter. But the Queen of Cups is again, like that loving, compassionate, nurturing energy, very feminine energy, and embodying that ability to receive love and to give love, right? And focusing on your intuitive abilities and your intuition and being more creative. So I feel like potentially you are going to tap into more of your intuition, more of these messages in order to move you through. Um, especially if you're on a spiritual path, you could have like felt out of control because your kind of intuition was maybe kind of blocked, or you weren't getting any messages, right? And again, when you take time out for yourself to journal and meditate, or even like I said, go get a bubble bath or a pedicure, taking that time for self is what helps open you to your intuition. It will help get you unblocked, right? And then you can focus more on your stability, whether that is internal or external. But there is like this tapping in more to your creative side, your nurturing side, having compassion for yourself and for others, right? In situations. I just feel like you're feeling a little out of control. And this is just, tapping in. I mean, you had the High Priestess, the Queen of Cups, and the Queen of Pentacles here. So you have three queens. I really feel like this is you, or three feminine energies, excuse me, two queens and then the high priestess. So definitely tap into more of that feminine energy. Again, whether you're male or female, it doesn't matter, but trusting your intuition to guide you, and even maybe deepening your spiritual practice, because with the high priestess and the queen of cups, that's very much about your intuition, but then like your connection with the divine, and then deepening your spiritual practice. So meditation, journaling, and then receiving more messages, right? Because again, when you open up more, you can get more messages from spirit in order to move you forward. You get those intuitive nudges that will help you, establish more stability or build something here. Like you're really wanting to build and collaborate and work with others, or maybe even just be seen in whatever you're trying to build, right? This doesn't even have to, you maybe building a company, maybe building a community, whatever it is for you. I just feel like there's a huge emphasis on your spiritual practice and your intuition here, because I feel like you're really blocked. You're just feeling a little unstable. So, but that's definitely coming back here. There is like this more focus on getting grounded and getting stable. So, I just think some self care and tapping into your creativity would really help you right now. So, I hope that message helped, and I will see you next time. Bye.